Hello everyone, welcome back to another Lumley trading live stream. Everything should be live, we should be up. So then to get straight into it, first thing we're looking at really is this Tesla because it has had a massive gap today. Again, this is off their delivery numbers. So we are up to 6% on Tesla off this news. So let me just quickly make sure the stream is working and everything, and then we'll get straight into looking through some things. Just as a heads up, though, I'm not going to take any trades today myself, just because I don't really like trading these half days. I find it more that whenever trying to trade these half days, you just the success is usually limited quite a lot. So I tend to not trade these half days. So I will be staying out of that. Seems like everything's working now. Let me just post it for the Discord, and then we're good. Alright, there we go. So yeah, Tesla's up, what, 6% on the open. That's the highest since September 29th of last year. And let me just get the chat up, and then we are good to go. There we go. Cool. Now I can see everything. What's up, Joel? You good? Are you taking trades today, or are you just staying out because it's a half day? Well, actually, I don't know if Forex is. Is Forex still a half day? I'm guessing Forex doesn't really close, does it? So I guess you're good on that side. Okay, yeah, there we go. I should turn my music off because it sounds a bit too loud. There we go. Okay, cool. Now I can actually start looking at some things. So let me quickly see what stocks are up a bit. So Rivian is also following these Tesla's numbers. You can see, we'll put Tesla down here just so we can keep an eye on it. But Rivian is also flying off this news. Again, they're up over 10%. This is most likely just on the sympathy of Tesla. Let me quickly pull up a news source on it just to make sure they don't have their own news, but I'm not imagining they do. Can't see anything about... There's a lot of news on it. Under the ticker. Oh, it's because it's not locked to the ticker. There we go. Okay, no, they also have their own news. Sorry about that. So yeah, it says it's produced 14,000 vehicles in Q2. So it's probably getting a bigger push off Tesla, and then it's also got its own news to kind of give it that further confidence, and probably why we're up more than on Tesla then. Yeah, I'm good. My strategy is on SPX, so get a half day of trading. I'll go open one trade on the demo, and I'm going to open my live account this week. That'll be, I think, the exciting thing, because then we can see, yeah, how it works with all the... how it works with the spread and everything, just like in a live market, or with real money. So I'm quite excited for when you go live. I think it could be quite cool. And crypto futures are up just very slightly. Just seeing if we got any key levels. So Rivian, actually, we are coming into a key level, 1862. That's our first deviation over on the 1 year chart. So actually, we've already hit into that, starting to sell off, getting that pullback. On these kind of trades, probably looking at a 25-cent stop, looking for a 50-cent take profit as a day trade. But we are close to that VWAP, so if we were trading at less size, but like I said today, not taking any trades myself, don't want to be trading in, or on a half day really. It's like trading on the day before a long weekend. Usually the markets are just quite difficult to trade. Definitely very interested to see how it goes. Yeah. Will be cool. I said that, yeah, because I don't know anyone else who trades. Well, first you have the CFDs and also using an algo, so it'd be cool to see how they work and if it comes out like the back test basically said or predicts. Just seeing if we got anything else. Does seem like Bitcoin or the futures are running quite a bit. Yeah, up just under 1% then on Bitcoin on the futures. Tesla still pushing to the upside. We're retesting 274. That was our second deviation on the 6 month. For some reason, this isn't showing us all. So this is our 6 month second deviation. We're breaking that. We're holding. So as long as we're holding that, we are quite bullish and potentially could see a move to 309. Probably wouldn't see it today, but definitely from a swing perspective, could continue up. Rivian now up 12%, highest since Feb 28. And then again, this is all on the Q2 delivery beats. So the natural gas ETF, triple leveraged by Bloomberg, also flying a relatively bigger gap up today. On these, I'm actually paying attention to the $62. If we can break above and hold above $62, that's our first deviation on the 6 month. So this could be a good sign that if we can kind of break this and hold it, we are most likely going to continue up. So watching for that on the natural gas side. Again, I'd probably be, if we don't get that by Thursday, I think Thursday could be the decider when we get the storage release come out. We also have Fidelity up 5%. We have a lot of stocks up quite strong today. Fidelity up as well. 59.80 is our closest level, which I think we did actually end up hitting pre-market. So let me just throw these on the chart. Again, these are all levels just from the standard deviation channels charts. You can see 59.80, first deviation on the 6 month. The right chart is our 1 year. So if we did end up breaking to the upside, we then have 62.35 as that next resistance. So paying attention to those as key resistances. Yeah, we did hit that pre-market. Again, not a stock I would ever pre-market. You can just see off the how it's trading. There was not enough volume to justify really trading that at all. Oh yeah, right. Demo matches a back test, so that's one reason to be confident. But of course, got to see how it reacts to a live market. Not trading futures because these spreads are wide on IG. We'll be trading the spread bets. Got overnight fees, but it's pretty cheap. And I've worked it out. Yeah, I guess with these CFD, well, spread bets, don't really know what the difference is between that and the CFDs, but it's normally just what literally I swear it's like 30 cents or something a night, isn't it? I remember I had it for a small time at capital.com, and I held, I think, Meta, or at the time it was Facebook, for literally a week or two, and I think it was only like £3 in CFD fees, so I guess they're not too expensive. Roku's also flying up, not near, oh actually no, we are near our 1 year level. That's now at 65.54. So considering we've already broken above this on the day, we could potentially see a pullback to this level. If we're able to hold it, especially if VWAP can stay close, could be a nice trend continuation. Might keep Rivian down here as well because it is just a big mover. So yeah, we kind of got that pullback into VWAP again. That's why we always take less sizes with that close to VWAP, because there isn't really as much pullback opportunity. We're getting that break above. If we can kind of hold at this 1860, then definitely could see that further push up to the upside. Let me actually see where the other key levels are on Rivian. So if we break the 1862, we don't actually have a level for quite a while until we come into 23.25. So $23.25, and that's going to be our 6 month second deviation. So that would be that next key level I'm paying attention to. If we're looking to swing short anything, that's a level I'd be looking to do it at that or above. Not looking to swing this level because firstly it is moving to this level on a strong catalyst, so that's obviously one reason to kind of stay away from it. But also it is that first deviation. Yes, you can win sometimes on it, but you're always going to have a much higher probability getting that swing reversal coming into the higher deviations. Yeah, exactly. It worked. I worked it out to be around 25 cent p. I'm pretty sure spread counts as CFD, but instead of buying the contract, you bet on the contract. Yeah. So how does I don't know if you know then, how do they make money then on the spread bet? Because then on the CFDs, yes, they can just make money if you lose it, or they can do the direct market access. But how does it work on the spread betting? Is it literally just 100% of the time they make money when you lose, or do they buy the underlying and throw that into the spread, so you're still kind of just paying for it through the spread? I'm not too sure. Would be interested to know how that works. Here the coins flying. Yeah, coins flying on the day as well at $76.59 as we're right now. We do actually have some targets. If we can continue up, we have $81 dead on. That's our second deviation on the 1 year. That would be quite a nice level. And then right above that, we have $84 dead on as well. I quite like this on coin where the key levels are lining up with psychological levels. Will make them that bit stronger. Tesla's trying to break 280 now. If we break 280, that could really start to fly. Yeah, if we break that and we got a 297 level, again, that's just a normal technical level, then our next deviation after that is going to be around 310. So if Tesla can break this 280, we could really start to fly. I think it's through a couple ways: admin fees, overnight fees, spread, and inactivity fees. Ah, okay. I do probably need to look into a bit more CFDs, just to kind of understand more how they work, because I never really touch them. Yeah, Tesla, we're getting that break. Should probably be looking at the level 2, so let me pull that up real quick. I don't know how I can detach this to show you. I could do that, and then I can detach it and throw it on the screen so we can pay attention to this as well. I'll throw it over the cues, so you can keep an eye on the level 2 as well. But yeah, really, as soon as we're out of this 280 like we've done now, we really should start looking to fly. You can just see actually what's its volume looking at as we come through the break. Okay, yeah, we are doing pretty good then. Their volume is pretty high. We're trading about 3 million shares per 5 minutes. And this is on a half day where volume is normally a lot less anyway, so quite impressive. Should hopefully see a bit of continuation on this move. Again, we're not really seeing any large bids, any large asks, but at the same time, we're also not really seeing any large bids. So we'll see how this acts, but we should probably start continuing. But either way, so far, that's about a nice dollar breakthrough. Also got trade the highs in the Discord chat, looking at AMD. Again, we still got the Tesla over here if you want to be paying attention to Tesla. He is short AMD 117.7. Downside to $15, $14 is what he's looking at. So yeah, still waiting for that entry then. Looking around here. Put an alert out, see how his play plays out. Get that level 2 back up. Yeah, we're already up $1.25 if we were to take that breakout. I'll quickly throw Tesla on here. How did it trade pre-market? Yeah, so it's also that pre-market high where we got a lot of hesitation at that 280 as well. As soon as we're breaking that low, we're really just flying. Quite a nice move. Yeah, I like them. Very simple to trade and easy to manage risk as long as you don't go mental on leverage. I never really look into the spread betting until recently when I found the benefits. Yeah, all I remember is I think it was last year when I was at uni. One of my friends opened up. I think it was like a Trade 500 account, or it might have been Capital.com. I don't know, one of the two. And literally, I think about like a Tesla 100x leverage. Was it 100 or 10? I can't remember what it went up to. 10 or 100. Either way, I know that account went bust in about 20 minutes. But it was pretty funny to see. Again, don't forget we do have some news coming out. Let me just make sure when this is. I think it's 10 a.m. normally ISM PMI comes out. So yeah, just to be prepared. Again, we do have the manufacturing ISM PMI coming out in 13 minutes. So again, this will be coming out dead on 10 o'clock. And this is going to be that main focus for the day. That's all I really care from a news perspective today. Later on, we do actually have the auction bills. Again, if you're trading bonds, something to be paying attention to. But otherwise, apart from that, nothing all that key coming out apart from the ISM. And what is key as well, be focusing on, this is the key number, ISM Manufacturing PMI June. We see we're forecasted at 47.2. This will make a mega move. If this comes out at 50, dead on or above, this will make the market move heavy. If it comes in at below 50, so 49.9 or below, we should see a relatively small move, and it will probably fade, meaning if we get a release, that's a green candle, we'll probably see right after that come back down, fade back into that same move. So that's what I'm looking at on this. ISM can be a great trade if it comes out further than expected and flips above the 50. So I'm watching for that. Let me quickly get my news up ready as well to see everything coming through. Oh yeah, and none of that. ABN I'm going to voted as well. Legal max leverage in the UK is 30x. Okay, it might have been 10x then. In US it's 50. Well, in the US you're getting 50. I've never seen 50 here. All my accounts are mainly 2x leverage. At least maybe that's just a different regulation for the margin. But yeah, I've only ever seen 2x, unless you go offshore. Some of the offshore brokers I've seen up to 6. Actually, some onshore brokers I think do 4, and then it cuts to 2 overnight. I do very trusted and regulated by FCA, so I trust them. Yeah, it makes sense. So a broker offer 2000x leverage. Most dodgy thing ever. I think it's in Australia or something. They don't think they have a cap on it, so they can really fly in places like Australia. There we go. Okay, I think Tesla. Okay, we're breaking through that by $4. So again, these are good things just to be tracking when we're coming into these key levels. How can we trade these with a good risk to reward? Because considering how easy we're kind of breaking through this, we could either buy through the break, even get in at, let's say, $80.50, or again we can try to get in pre-anticipation, buying in around that kind of 279.75. Having a stop below VWAP, we'll be risking $2. Considering we've already broken around to $4.25, could still be good risk to rewards. Just things I'm going to be noting, preparing for future moves. Let me zoom this in as well. Coming into the anchored VWAP and VWAP on the SPY, if we can hold this level, could be quite a nice bullish move. We'll probably get rid of this level too though in a sec. I'll do that as well so it doesn't keep disappearing. That was it, yeah, Australia, pretty sure. Yeah, I think so. Damn, let me check it. Yeah, because as well, don't forget, we don't have things, obviously, like CFDs and stuff are illegal. And on margin accounts, I've never seen them go that high. But yeah, let me know what you find. Okay, PMI is now in 10 minutes from now. Okay, what we might do is get rid of that. And I wouldn't mind just leaving some news here for you guys. So again, right now we're having issues with the news coming through Discords. There was an issue, something to do with Twitter changing their API. So for the time being, we're going to have to be using TweetDeck like this. But if I leave it there, then you can actually see it as well. I just checked. It is max in the US, but mainly reserved for Forex. Oh yeah, I guess that's the thing. I never really pay attention to those markets. It's still crazy leverage of that. Even UK with 30, I still find that crazy. You can just lose your account so quickly, but I guess it is the way it is. Yeah, because I think from stocks accounts, I think it's literally maybe 4 or 6 is the max leverage. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, you'd never trade though. Mate, imagine put that on your VIX strategy. Be as long as you get the winning trades, it'll be pretty decent. Oh yeah. So it's probably from stocks and what I was thinking, where it's limited to 50%. So yeah, 2 to 1 leverage. But oh well. As well, if there's any stocks you guys we can run through, just let me know and we can run through them. Again, we have ISM coming out now in about 8 minutes. All good, Joe. See you in a bit. Okay, just need to make sure what was ISM again predicted at 47.2. So what I'll even do is I'll put it on the side here, because then it doesn't even get in the way. I'll literally just leave the 47.2s there so you know that that's what the forecast is. And then again, remember we're looking for the ISM manufacturing PMI June, because there'll probably come a few numbers come out. Hopefully the first one that comes through will probably be the ISM manufacturing PMI, but if it isn't, again, 47.2 is the one we're looking at. What's SoFi doing today as well? Yeah, Tesla's starting to pull back. Looks like we may be coming back into test that VWAP. And especially when we're in, we kind of just break through this third deviation like it was nothing. Oh. I do need to actually find a way to make those. I wish there was a way I could pin this. If anyone in the chat knows how I can, that would be quite ideal, because then I don't have to keep turning it back on. .6 minutes till PMI now. Oh, completely forgot about the Discord chat. XPav. What are my deviations looking like on this chart? 14, 18. Let me just quickly update these levels on XPev. And that's 1288. Get rid of these first devs because they're just so far away. Okay, cool. I guess that's the main focus then on XPev is the 1418. What's that AMD? Did that continue moving up? Yeah, it looks like we could be holding this anchored in VWAP level, which could be really nice. Again, looking on the SPY around that $443 seems to be where the level is. As long as we're able to hold this, we could be quite strong and bullish on the day. Yeah, AMD, everything's really just then kind of pulling back now. Seeing if there's anything else. What's it OSTK doing? This OSTK, I can't actually believe how strong this is. Quickly show you what I mean. So this stock has, so from a 6-month and 1-year outlook, still pretty bearish. Then not only that, all of a sudden, again, we got this massive strong momentum. It's not like this was off earnings. Earnings was all the way back here. Already broken through these third deviations and holding. So, I mean, this stock is just crazy strong. We'll be interested to kind of see how this starts moving, you know, even a few weeks down the line. I want to really interested to see how that starts moving. Yeah, we have about 4 minutes now till ISM. $66. So, yeah, Netflix breaking below its first deviation. It's already below it on the 1 year. It's breaking below it now on that 6 month. Could potentially be seeing a move back to the mean, which in this case is just below, or actually just at $400. So could see around $33 of downside from where we currently are. Oracle also down 1.5% today. The dividend payments come out relatively soon as well, in about a week on the 11th. I wouldn't actually mind. Bank of England sells just under $1 billion of bonds in auction. Receives $2.2 billion in bids. Okay, we've got about 1.5 minutes now to the release. This will be the real decider, most likely, is if we can hold this level. Cool. Okay, we have about 30 seconds to release. What I'll do actually for the release is I'll also throw up the S&P futures, because again, the VWAPs on them will always be slightly different. Oh. Again, 10 seconds. Remember, we're looking at 47.2. That's the forecast. We want to see a break above 50 on that if we're expecting a big move in the market. 10 o'clock. Waiting for the number. Pulling off a tiny bit off this release. Haven't got the number yet, though. Okay, it came out 46. For some reason, it's not come through on here. But it has come out at 46. Don't know what's wrong with these tweet decks. Yeah, so again, came out then 49 forecast. Oh, sorry, previous month was 46.9, came out at 46, and remember that forecast was 47.2. So as we came out, still below 50 basically. Not expecting much reaction to the market, so not too fussed with this. And that's why you'll probably see the market probably kind of just fade its move. Like we said before the release, you get a move away, you come back, you fade it. Can be a nice trade to take on the futures because then it tends to move a bit more. In that case, 2.5 points. So again, times that by 4 to get your ticks. But yeah, normally a relatively tradable move. What are the bonds doing? Oh, bonds moved quite strong off that. Again, you got the ZN, this is 10 years, and then you can also look at the ZTs, which are the 2 years. See if the ZT held up as well. Yeah, both kind of flew off that news then, which is quite weird considering they moved. As you guess, it's not a massive amount of actual kind of tick move, but they did move relatively strong compared to how the underlying or the S&Ps in the markets are moving. ZTs actually. So the 2-year bonds, it's the ZNs looking the same. Yeah, basically ZT's a bit cleaner though. Looking actually from a swing perspective, they could be coming into nice levels. Just hit our second deviation on the 6 month. Would probably give it time to hit at least the first deviation on the 1 year before ever looking for longs on the 6 month. Like to see them both at oversold territory. But yeah, really, if we can push down to kind of those 6 month low or actually 52-week lows, could be nice potential longs. Again, can always somewhat trade them as an ETF. Again, these are much longer time frames. So you get TLT, which again is a 20-year bond ETF. But you can see that's actually holding those deviations a lot nicer, or at least it's holding the 6 month. 1 year still actually a bit oversold, so it wouldn't be something I'd be long at. If we can start cracking down, obviously the 95 longs could be nice, even the 98, if we want to trade it from an ETF perspective. Have a look at Bitcoin, please. Yeah, no problem. So the Bitcoin futures are up $1 right now. Sorry, up 1% right now. My main focus on then Bitcoin is really how we react coming into this first deviation. So you can see we kind of hit this a few times now. This is where we keep getting these big pullbacks. So 31,750, that's all I would be watching for really then on Bitcoin, is until we can break this level, again, we can really just keep looking for these pullbacks. And when I mean break, I don't mean we just get a snap through. I want to see a break above it, come back to retest it as a support, and if this level can hold, then we could be quite bullish on this. We could be looking for a move to probably around $35,000 and $36,000. We'll be using that as a range because it's quite close together. But that's really what I'd be looking at these features. But right now, we do keep seeing a lot of selling pressure coming into each hit of this. But again, if we're able to hold this, it is showing us that buyers eventually do want to take us through. So I would be watching for that break. And then we could be looking at the 36, 35,000. And this does also mean if you're in some that follow Bitcoin, for example, Mara, be a bit more careful. Again, we got good pullback opportunities coming into these second deviations, which made sense. You had the underlying Bitcoin coming into its first deviation. You had the related stocks coming into their second deviation. So pullbacks provided relatively strong opportunities, over $1 in pullback. but now they are retesting. I would be expecting a break because Bitcoin is likely to break. And so if we do, we're now looking for targets around $17 on the miners. And again, if we're looking at Bitcoin, that same move should be equivalent to about a move to $35,000. So they should be moving somewhat in line. If that all made sense, GeoSun Gaming. It's Johnson & Johnson doing. Johnson & Johnson kind of still just hugging these upper deviations. These levels really have not changed because we keep consolidating. We got the 164.25 and the 166.50. We keep holding this range on Johnson & Johnson. So again, really waiting for a breakout either direction and then could be looking to trade. No problem, GeoSun. So Lowe's is doing this, was moving quite a bit on Friday, I think. Oh no, it came into our second deviation. As you know, missed it by about $1. So ideally we can see a move up further on Lowe's. As you can see, we've still got room to move. That has actually gone up a bit now as well to 227.5. So we need a bit further of a move on that, but Lowe's, if we can get up to 227.5, can be looking at that as a potential reversal. Yeah, Nordstrom's crashing. Yeah, out of nowhere. Nordstrom, look at Nordstrom. Yeah, that's crazy. John, see what's happening with this. Don't know where my news went. I swear I pulled up news on this. Oh, there it is. It was just hiding at the bottom. Yeah, this isn't even Nordstrom related news. Till I see something Nordstrom related, not sure of what is causing this move. It's near enough faded this move though. So yeah, just under 4% on it, recovered already. 3% of that move. Looks like we actually might be a fade, so I don't know what's really causing this move. This has been weird. And yeah, Tesla has come back to its VWAP. Got a bounce on the first attempt. We're testing it again. It's really, can we hold this? If we start breaking below 280, this move is most likely over for the time being. And again, just a final confirmation again. The number we were looking at. Oh, sorry, wrong one. ISM Manufacturing PMI. Forecasted 47.2. Came out 46. So no trade opportunity. Yep, still really can't see anything then on the Nordstrom. Oh, it seems it might have been an analyst. Might have been from an analyst statement. Something about there being fair value at $17. So a quick sell-off. That might have just been caused by an algo. Because out of nowhere, yeah, we went from trading 6,000, 7,000 shares a minute up to 620,000 shares in a minute. Does it though that SPY could potentially be strong going into the rest of the day, considering we've now held that off the news as well. I just found an alert out so I can see what happens with this, but not really going to touch it. Like I said, I'm not really taking any trades today anyway. Is coin still going up? Okay, coin, I gotta say, I am starting to like a bit short bearish. And the reason for this is, again, we are coming into our second devs now. So between the range of 81, 84, this should be a high probability short bias location. Again, won't be entering anything today, but maybe coming into Wednesday. Again, obviously market close tomorrow for 4th of July. But yeah, anyway, it could be nice because as soon as anything SEC related comes out, whether that's an issue with the company itself or any crypto regulation, you tend to see this stock just get sold into. So could be watching that. We can actually see as well, if we zoom this out a bit, we should be able to see it on a 90-day. Actually, no, we probably want to go out a bit further then, just do 180-day. You can see as well, this range has been pretty nice recently, and whenever we keep popping into here, we just keep getting these strong sell-offs. So not only is it a deviational resistance, just a pretty obvious technical level anyway. So really, if anything comes out SEC related, this will probably get sold pretty heavy down into. Put up trading view as well, so we can start seeing where some of the anchored VWAPs are. Not just the 2-day anchored, but we can get some other anchored as well. How the stock's looking on the day. Everything's pretty flat. We got the health technology. That's really the only thing that's selling off pretty hard or pretty red on the day. Everything else is pretty flat. And then again, we can look into anchored VWAPs. I'll see if anything's standing out. Just setting up the trading view charts. Yeah, just throwing on some anchored VWAPs onto the trading view, then we'll run through these as well. Start seeing where these are sitting. This is one thing I like on trading view that you just don't get on Thinkorswim. The anchored VWAPs are just so good on here. Well, they just automated. For some reason, this anchor VWAP does not change. Oh, it does there actually. For some reason, yeah, this third anchor VWAP just never seems to work. We can get it as a year anchored VWAP, that works. Month. That will start today, so don't expect to see much on that. Decade VWAP. Actually seems to be alright. Go back and see it a bit more. That's off previous split. Seems to be moving quite a bit off that though. Goodness, that level looks pretty solid just from previous split. Interesting. Could be something. These are some things I want to do testing through this week though, is onto these anchored VWAPs off different levels and see how well they do. Friday's US air travel hit an all-time high. We'll hit an all-time one-day high, sorry. See, actually, what are then like a Delta or something doing off that news? Anything? Nope. Boeing by any chance? No, doesn't seem anything's moving off that news. Just checking out these since splits. Can actually throw it on here so you can see what I'm looking at. So again, these are just auto VWAPs from the most recent split. So for example, on Apple, it's going back to August 2020. You can see how this starts to react. Thing I'm starting to see, especially on like Apple, is that this place you're kind of not getting anything good. So you could be trading it the first time it comes after a big reaction. On this one, you probably still would have lost, but cases like this, they seem to get pretty nice bounces. Again, these would probably be swings because it's on such a long time frame. Even here, you're getting pretty nice bounces. Yeah, and then we're trading kind of within that range. Whether you count that as a retest, probably not. Here, I would count this as one. Oh yeah, probably would have made money on that swing, depending how far the expirations go out. We would have hit that September 29th. As you know, that's a month out to go there. So potentially would have made or lost money, but just going to kind of flick through these, wait till we get a distance away. So here, retest, that one would have lost money. And then we haven't retested it soon. Again, I'll just go and look through multiple stocks, see how they look on this. So Tesla since split. So if we traded that one, would have lost. That one would have won. Lost. Okay, actually, it might not be all that great then now seeing it. Unless it's per ticker. See what Nvidia's doing since theirs. So that probably would have been the first trade. I got a bit of distance from it. That would have worked. Don't know if I would have even taken trades in there. That would have worked. Would have lost, depending on how far we did the expirations. Loss. If we traded that, potential win, or probably a win. Loss. Okay, actually, yeah, these split ones don't seem all that great. But again, that's a great thing. We can just test these all quite quickly. You can do them from multiple different things, whether that's splits, dividends, earnings. Earnings is one I do quite like. We actually already have that on those, so no point putting it on twice. Do decade. See what the decade level looks like. Or was that what we just... No, we were testing splits. Could be easier actually to zoom out even further, do literally like a week. Especially from that long-term sense, that looks really nice. But would want to see it more from probably a day perspective. Nice. Probably a loss. Just thinking about the first time it comes in to test it. Oh, going from... I thought it was going back, meaning 10 years, but it's just going from the 1st of Jan 2020. How many trading days are there again in a year? Is it 255? Let me double check that. Might be, could be 254. 252. To go from the highest volume day. Highest volume day, 252 length. That does not seem to be working. Does that work? So that works. Lowest low in the past year of trading days. It should be nice on an investment portfolio. See how this works on other stocks. All I'm waiting for is kind of, yeah, a relatively big move away from that lowest low. Like here. Swings would have worked well. In the video, I think that did work well as well. Let me just double check. Yeah, first big move away from it. Again, a few days under, but we'd be looking at it as from a swing, probably with options. We don't have to jump out of this trade for any reason. Really check any large cap, it doesn't really matter. Wait for a move away. If we counted that, nice bounce. If we counted that one, still a nice bounce. And we never went higher, so either one would have worked relatively nice. That went from 178. So a relatively big move for Pepsi. And even there worked quite nice. This could be quite a nice level then to be paying attention to. Yeah, and if there's any stocks you guys want me to run through, I can do them, whether that's through this or just normal analysis. Haven't retested this level. No retest. Literally just thinking of any stock I can. Okay, that one would have been a loss, but whether we would have taken that because it gapped through is another question. Oh, we can actually see as well from a highest high, because this one hit its high going further back. Whether we counted that as a trade, if so, that would have worked. If not, it would have been this one, which just depends on the duration of the trade. Would have been an entry on the 31st. Okay, yeah, that's a month and a half. Yeah, that would have been a loss. Liking the look at the lowest low one, though. Been good so far. Visa. First big retest. Or even if that was, again, we just look at the first kind of two ones so we can see how they react. But even in that case, worked nice. Just trying to think of stocks off the top of my head for some reason. It's quite difficult. There, nice retest, and again, even if we did do that one, which I don't think we would have because it was kind of choppy before, all of those would have worked. If we did trade that, would have worked. If we did trade that one, would have worked. Looks solid. Could be just a thing really for like the super, or like the mega caps really. Again, if we counted that, I don't think I would have, but if we did, would have worked. This one though, probably would have been a loss. But even if so, again, that's one loss. Yeah, it's about a month to go back in the money. Probably wouldn't have held it for that long. Depends, again, we can always trade them through credit debit spreads, and if so, we can give them much more than a month quite easily. Quite a cool thing to test though. I'm going to add that to my list of things to test. I think this could be quite a cool idea. Again, if you guys want to do your own testing, all this is an anchored VWAP from the lowest low in the past year of trading. And then, yeah, just seeing how it reacts. Exxon, not so clean. Actually, again, even though if it's snapping through, it doesn't really matter if we're doing it through the options. That probably then still would have been profitable. If we ended up trading that 7th of September. It's only about 2 weeks to go back in the money. Probably would have still made money on that. Just an interesting thing to test here. Again, would have made money. Yes, it went down for a few days. But again, we're not going to be holding one-day expiration options. Hold a week or to a month out. Big money can be made on these. So I'm liking the look of that. Definitely going to be something I'll look more into then. I like the look of that. Again, then coin is pulling back. Tesla, everything's kind of just now pulling back. SPY retested its 2-day anchored VWAP and VWAP. You got that nice pop off that. But yeah, in general, again, market's probably going to be flat. I think we got an hour and a half. I think it's closing at 12. But either way, I think I'm just going to end the stream here. Again, we're not taking any trades today anyway. We're more just watching things, seeing how things go. So no point streaming all day for that. Just want to get some testing done to again tomorrow. Markets are closed, no stream tomorrow. So we'll be back Wednesday. So I'll see you then. Peace.